That's how we warm it up.
So I don't know if I ever told you guys about this, but I survived Woodstock 99.
No.
Yes.
Wow.
Well, yeah, because you're here.
Yeah.
I'm here.
No, I mean, clearly you're a survivor, just in general anyway. But
Yeah.
I'm not sure why it got brought up this week, but it was brought up twice. And then it dawned on me that I was there when the 90s died.
See,
We all were there when the 90s died. Oh,
the
you mean that
90s
was the turning point?
I was at ground zero.
we're a fascinating decade, but I don't think it's sort of like, I don't think it's like tantamount to like the assassination of MLK and Robert Kennedy where the 60s died. I think this was, or even like, what's that one where the Hells Angels like destroyed the West Coast Woodstock?
With the Rolling Stones, was it?
Yeah.
Not Fremont. What the hell was
Something
it? But
Mont.
Yeah, it was some
Altamont,
festival.
maybe?
Altamont?
I don't know.
I think it was Altamont.
Either
yeah.
way,
Any
that was the
qua.
death of a decade. I would say Woodstock was more like a shitty tombstone that got kicked over on a decade that was just repeating things that had happened for the last 3 decades anyway. Not to say I didn't have a ball during the fucking 90s. I did.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to give the 90s too much fucking credit for
Oh,
pop
no.
culture.
Yeah, no, I know.
All right, I'm just saying, I did not do it all. For
I'm
the
glad you
decade.
lived.
Yeah.
I made it. I actually left when the fire started.
Wow.
Perfect.
Yeah, the fire started, and I remember sitting there going, like, you know what? This is going to be a bad scene.
Right. So when Fred Durst told you to ruin everything, you didn't do it.
I did not do it.
Good.
No, as a matter of fact,
Good
I
for-
did not.
good
I
for
did
you.
not
Saying
do
no
it.
to a shit sandwich is a hallmark of decent humanity.
Yes.
Well done, sir.
Thank you. And welcome to the Kryptonaut Podcast. I am a Woodstock 99 survivor, Mark Stores, and with me
God.
as always is...
I'm Chris.
And...
Yeah, I'm a Lollapalooza 1. Psychologically, I feel like I was damaged a little.
We're all survivors? Oh.
Yep.
Yeah,
we all got through the 90s somehow.
made it.
We got
Yeah.
through Tarantino's, and he was actually good in the 90s. Kind of like Metallica in the 80s.
Yeah.
He actually had something to offer then.
He did.
But I digress. Though I will say his latest opus, interesting.
Mr. Tarantino?
Yeah, I know I digress. But yeah, my name is Rob Morphy.
Thank you all so very much for joining us on a movie news tip. I've been posting about it. I'm going to talk about it real quick, but I'm not going to talk very long about it. Color Out of Space.
Yeah, you have been
Starring-
jamming on this.
I don't trust you. I'm just throwing that out there.
That's true.
Look, I steered you wrong once, maybe twice, with a Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie
listen.
and Last Jedi.
We know how you feel about Nick Cage. That's why.
He's my
true.
jam. I
It
know.
doesn't matter what he did. He can just be shitting on a toilet for 2 hours, and you'd be like, "Oh my god, it's amazing."
Well,
Yeah,
it's-
Warhol filmed it 19 hours, just
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Skyscraper,
Yeah.
of his sack dangling down mid-shit.
Yeah, just angles in the toilet, from the top.
You are not objective about Nick Cage.
There is
No.
a pretty intense Nick Cage toilet scene in Mandy, as a matter of fact, which I recommend everyone check out Mandy, then double feature it with Color Out of Space.
Is that too much Nick Cage for one night for
No.
your average viewer?
We're gonna need
No.
me and Rob are gonna need a whole bottle of Devil Springs if we're gonna do that.
Absolutely.
All right.
And we're gonna die.
Yes, we will.
So we shouldn't do it.
no.
all right.
Because we have to do it to get through it.
Okay, well, don't
Do you
die.
want us dead?
Yeah, we're
Do you
not-
want us dead?
We cannot do a double feature of that.
Okay, all right. Well, I think if we did this all together, we would enjoy it greatly.
Really.
It's an obviously based in an H.P. Lovecraft story. Nick Cage has
It's a classic story.
phenomenal performance in
Die
it.
Monster Die was a good variation back
and
in the
it's
day
a-
with Nick
it's a good
Adams.
time.
And then that really shitbag one that was kind of co-directed by Lucio Fulci back in the 80s with Will Wheaton, The Curse. Which was
I vaguely remember
really
that.
like a garbology version of the Lovecraft story. It really bastardized it.
Well, this new one is awesome. I recommend everybody check it
Okay.
out. Podcast news, updates, and stuff. Hellerspace.com. Check that out. Get your merch.
I thought you were just chanting for a second.
No.
Hellerspace. Hellerspace.com.
No, be sure to check that out. We got the Patreon, which is patreon.com/Kryptonaut Podcast. And we have some Patreon shout outs to do real quick.
Exciting.
I'm going to do these real quick. We got Jeremy Hartz,
Thank you, Jeremy.
Carol Bourne,
Carol, you're the best.
TJ Schmidt,
TJ, I was a little skeptical about you at first, but now I'm convinced. You're the man.
Ray Garza.
All right, this is fucking awesome.
Ray Garza
Yeah.
is the best
Come
name
on, it's
ever.
Ray Garza.
Yeah, Ray Garza rules.
You are in fucking Mos Eisley right now. You are getting paid to do some
Garza.
shady shit in another side of a galaxy.
We got Maria LaCroix.
Ooh,
Now,
fancy.
I think I'm saying this right.
Is it Croix?
It's LACROIX, but I think
Yeah.
it's LaCroix.
LaCroix.
Yeah.
Like the drink. LaCroix.
I don't know if it's like a drink, but that's how you'd pronounce it.
Okay, well, thank you, Maria. And finishing it off, we have Morris West.
Oh, well,
Perfect.
shit.
Yeah, so thank you all so very much for your contributions to our Patreon campaign. Again, $1 will get you a shout out, $5 will get you a shout out, and some bonus audio.
Big
thank
old
y'all.
bonus audio.
Thank y'all to everyone that contributes. We appreciate it. This week we are back with the Mystery Bag Monday.
I love it.
We're doing it.
So glad we dusted this off.
Now, do we have a theme this week? The last theme was military.
All right, yeah.
It started
Okay.
off.
You know what? I can't promise
As
that every
military.
Mystery Bag Monday will have a theme, though I might start doing that.
Okay.
But there is an accidental theme, and this is the unexpected. It's not, no, listen, let
Jesus
me
Christ,
elaborate.
okay.
It's not just a typical encounter where you think, oh, it's an alien, it's a monster, it's a fucking whatnot. It's fucking, it's going to have a little spin. It's going to start off like, oh, I know what's going down, and then it's going to
Then
be
you're
like,
not gonna know.
The
Okay.
fuck just happened.
All right. Well,
so are we gonna?
So maybe better than the
We'll be
unexpected.
the
That's a little
judge.
pedestrian. It's more the fuck is the theme of this
I
pod.
like that. All right.
With
our,
a question mark.
Our first story here is called "The UFO, the Portal, and the Rustic Reptoid."
Indubitily.
In the winter of 2008, a young couple was driving through a rural region of Dade County, Florida, when they spied a brilliantly illuminated ovoid object heading toward a pastoral farmhouse. But as shocking as the sight must have been, it paled before the bizarre and decidedly ominous entity that they witnessed lurking inside of the picturesque home. Home invasion?
Setting the stage.
The old B&E? The old
Is
breaking
it?
and entering?
Is it a breaking and entering? Is it?
I don't
Is
know.
it a Airbnb where they just have odd guests?
Oh.
Is this home owned by the unknown? We will find
I
out.
don't like the term Airbnb because I picture like Cloud City.
Yeah, no, me too. I feel like you float. Like there's
Yeah.
like floating houses. Like
I
once,
want
once
the
the world gets
Airbnb.
overpopulated, you like fucking have these hover houses.
Yeah.
and you have to like
The
stay in them.
Airbnb.
All
And they
right.
like
That's what it should
collapse
be.
like every few years, and there's big
I
accidents.
mean,
But
actually,
that's okay.
a very good friend of ours is a very successful Airbnb.
I know.
A runner of an Airbnb.
Lucrative. Well, this motherfucker is the most ambitious human being I've ever known.
Exactly.
No, he really is.
Super
No, he
duper
really
proud
is.
of him.
Yes.
Yeah. But we digress. Let's get back to Dade. At about 4:30 p.m. on January 13th, 2008, an unidentified couple was enjoying a leisurely drive through the idyllic expanse of western Dade County, not far from Homestead, Florida, where cityscapes gave way to vast, lush fields of strawberries and tomatoes.
Oh, they're getting out into
Okay.
the country. It's
So
nice.
pretty. And
Strawberries and
beautiful
tomatoes.
red plants. Little
Yeah.
puffy tomatoes.
Fruits, red, orangey fruits.
Indeed.
Christmas, laughter, friendship.
The pair slowed down to get a better look at a 4 or 5 acre patch of strawberries, flanked by a small, quaint farmhouse and barn, both of which bordered the vast, swampy stretch of protected marshlands known as the Everglades. Struck by the natural splendor of the place, the couple pulled over to get a better look, and that's when they noticed a brilliant ovoid light slowly approaching the property from the northwest. And that's when it starts getting into Kryptonite territory.
Okay.
Unexpected, or as we call it, the
fuck.
fucking.
No, you know what?
No, it's just the
Well,
fuck.
No, the fuck.
Oh, I'm sorry,
With a
the-
question
the
mark.
fuck.
Yeah, it's just
But no, this is not the fuck yet.
Oh, it's not.
For us,
This
this
is-
is standard ops.
This is the pre-fuck?
Did I
yeah,
have-
this is pre-fuck. This is strawberries, tomatoes, and a UFO. This is standard ops for us.
Did I have a premature fuck?
Yeah, you did.
Ah, shit.
The fucking name is
Typical.
coming, which is part of the fuck.
Jeez, my poor wife. Gotcha, boy, zing.
Wow.
Yeah,
Well,
that's for you, Nicole.
Save it for the Catskills, buddy.
She's not listening.
No,
No, she's not.
Well,
Thank God. The duo stared in astonishment as the serenity of the moment was shattered by the sheer surreality of the odd object which soared to a stop directly above the house. Without warning, an intense luminescent beam shot down from the object, bathing the home in its searing glow, a glow which temporarily blinded the eyewitnesses. The ray was accompanied by what the couple recalled was a sharp hissing noise, quote unquote.
Interesting.
So weird poppy radio sound. I don't know what it would be, but it's interesting because not a lot of sounds are associated with UFOs, especially beams usually.
Yeah,
So
you
it's
don't
an
re-
interesting
You don't
note.
really get the
sometimes I can hear like a buzzy, like a bzzz, like something like a hiss.
like a weird like the soundtrack of a tractor beam. You
And
know,
there's
like-
Like Dracula?
Well, there's a difference
Yeah.
between two like sci-fi movies that imply this sort of like deep, sub bass buzz or whatever, just because
Right.
they have to Foley the fuck out of it, and what real life people are claiming to see. And usually, though sometimes, but usually sound isn't part of it. But what happens next might be a part of why it was making a sound.
Okay.
Their eyes quickly adjusted to the quote-unquote intense glare of the craft, at which point they noticed a row of black spots running along the widest point of the oval, which seemed to the observers to be a series of windows. Just when it seemed as if things couldn't get any stranger, a swirling distortion began to appear in the sky below the UFO and just above the house. So I imagine like a slightly discolored dust devil, for lack of a better comparison.
Some sort of portal.
Well, it is the UFO, the portal,
Okay. All right.
and the rustic reptoid. The couple stared in disbelief as they watched the clouds and even the sunlight bend and twist behind this buckle in the space-time continuum
Some weird warp thing happening.
in what seemed to be an affront to physics itself.
How dare you affront physics, good sir?
Niels Bohr is rolling around in his motherfucking grave.
Seemed to be in a front.
Seemed to be. I grant you, this is my speculation.
What is that
I'm
face?
just saying, someone was talking shit about physics.
But when sunlight and clouds warp,
Yeah.
physics is involved tacitly.
Well,
I'm not saying that the space-time continuum was definitely being breached. I'm saying,
fucking mirage.
well, is it
All
physics?
right, all right, wait.
Are heat mirage physics, Chris?
Yeah.
All right. I rest my fucking case.
So it's
All right,
physics.
well,
I didn't say magic physics. God damn it.
Listen, let's stick with the time and space
All right,
continuum.
but the
being
UFO
warped.
is throwing a monkey dick in the works in terms of
Yeah.
it's not just a simple heat mirage unless it was
Every-
really hot.
every time.
Yeah, no, right.
Right.
Okay. All right.
An affront to physics itself.
Oh, God, okay.
Strange as it seemed, the riveted pair noted that the larger this whirling vortex became, the smaller and darker the ship above it seemed to become. It was as if creating this rift in reality required not only all of the object's energy, but its physical mass as well. Of course, it might have just been disappearing. All speculation on my part. Then, just as this ship had become barely a dot in the sky, it suddenly disappeared with an audible yet low-pitched pop. The distortion effect lingered for a few seconds more, then it too vanished without a trace. No doubt perplexed, almost certainly terrified, and inarguably curious, the couple decided to go closer to the house to get a better look and perhaps see if any of the residents had also caught sight of the ominous yet astonishing display that had occurred directly over their roof. The pair drove through the open gate and up the driveway, noting a strong smell of burnt ozone, as if from an electrical fire, at least that was the speculation they made, combined with a repugnant, rotting organic odor that they could not place.
Oh, burnt electronics and rot.
Yeah. Well,
Gross.
in all fairness, they're like 7.5 feet from the fucking Everglades.
Well,
so,
yeah, so-
it could be just a weird confluence of some strange electrical phenomenon
Right.
that may be paranormal or paranatural, for lack of a better word,
Right.
and just swamp funk, or maybe not. There's no way to know.
You call this a case of ball lightning and swamp gas.
Indubitably.
Yeah, that'd be a pretty sweet restaurant, actually.
Ball lightning and swamp
Yeah,
gas?
it's like Applebee's, but better.
Oh, God.
It would not be any challenge.
Dude. Hey, all right,
wants that?
listen.
Oh,
Applebee's aside.
old balls and regret is better than Applebee's. Okay.
I would not go there.
No, I would not. I wouldn't establish it. I wouldn't dine there.
No.
All right. So what we've got is ozone and fucking rot funk.
All right, cool.
As they neared the porch, the two witnesses looked up to see a dark figure, which they initially assumed to be the homeowner, standing in one of the windows. In a matter of seconds, the two observers realized that what they were looking at was no farmer, but a large, apparently bipedal, gray-skinned being with decidedly reptilian features.
Oh, shit, son.
Rustic reptoid.
The Reptoids are they're going on a fishing trip.
You know,
They're there.
Okay.
you
all
need a
right.
summer home. Everyone does.
Yeah, exactly. Why not Florida? Why not Florida?
In fact,
I mean, the Everglades.
almost certainly Florida.
Yeah, it has to be. Yeah, the Everglades are there. Plus, fucking, there's Disney too, dude. Don't forget Orlando.
They're not going to
the
Disney.
Magic Kingdom.
They might be able to disguise
They start
themselves, hissing their way through Disney.
Yeah, and they're just going on fucking all the rides.
Disney
That's
would
how
take,
they.
dude.
Okay, they fuck the fast pass. We're just
Yeah,
gonna hiss at
they
people.
something like, and they just go on the Aerosmith ride.
Disney refused no one.
Yeah.
I mean, they're making money. space ducats, whatever the fuck they got.
Dude, if you're in like if you're it's a fucking haunted mansion and in line there's just like some reptoids and they're just fucking making weird noises and being all jiggly and shit.
No, they get to cut.
Yeah, they're getting fucking.
They're getting mad cuts every time.
All right.
We both sighed for the wrong, completely different
I was
reasons.
excited.
Funny,
I'm
I
like,
know.
dude.
There was the look of like pure ecstasy on Mark's face,
dude.
and Chris had
Just,
once again during the pod given up on life.
Because he was actually explaining it. I was picturing Slee Stacks walking around Disney.
Oh, Yeah.
Like,
God.
it's seriously, I'm like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
What the fuck am I doing?
In my mind, I'm at Disney right now with my family, and there's a bunch of fucking reptilians, and I'm like, no, kids, it's cool.
All right, we're gonna wrap this up quick.
Hide behind.
Oh my god, I got into the hands.
I know.
The horrible hands.
I did the hand.
Why
I know.
did they scare me so much? Slee Stacks scared the fuck out of me
Yeah,
when
me
I was
too.
a kid. They were
Scare
just
everybody,
Even the nice
slow-
one.
Yeah, even the
I
nice
felt
one.
any minute he's gonna bite your fucking
Yeah.
neck off.
As he
He
will.
doesn't- he's wearing a glittery
Yeah.
robe and he's got the crystals, but he's still a fucking douche.
Yeah.
He's just seducing you with his sweet, sweet English skills.
Do we have more reptilian
Goodbye, Marshall
encounters
family.
here with this robber?
We're just gonna wrap this up.
Okay, what do we got?
The gray-skinned, gator-like thing, whatever it was and wherever it may have come from, looked back at the pair, and that proved to be the final straw. Without a moment's hesitation, the driver made a sudden U-turn into the well-groomed lawn, plowed directly through a flower patch before accelerating back onto the road, leaving behind the picturesque weirdness for a safer locale.
So why did he drive off the road? Oh, because
He
the-
was looking.
He pulled down the driveway. There was a gate. He wasn't going to back around
then he
slowly.
U-turned it, and
he
then
just
it was
U-turned
like-
he
over
just-
the flower bed, through the grass,
like
back
the
onto
Duke
the driveway.
boys, right? Like the fucking Bone Luke,
Like
fucking yeah,
flower-hating
fucking
Duke
doing
Well,
it.
he,
boys,
he
yes.
didn't jump a quarry. He just
Yeah.
fucking. He just made a
Just
Yui
did a
without
Yui
giving
on
a
the
fuck.
lawn.
Yeah.
Jump a
And
corner.
honestly, if the reptilian owned said house, that might have been the wrong move. Because
Well,
the
yeah.
man clearly values his fucking
you
flowers
just
and lawn.
fucked up the guy's lawn.
Like, you wave politely like you would to anybody whose house you got caught rolling up on without permission.
Yeah.
And you just back the fuck out.
If someone does a U-turn in my fucking front yard, my wife is going to be, first of all, beyond pissed. And
if-
second of all, I got to fix it.
She's a reptilian.
My wife?
If she was,
As she was? Yeah,
she
well,
would chase them down, rip their tires out. It would be a
Yeah.
fucking horror show.
Exactly. And she's been on the shred recently, so watch out.
There it is.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well.
Okay,
been
last
shredded.
paragraph. They almost certainly debated, that being the couple, as to whether or not they should share the tale of those harrowing few minutes up in Dade County. But eventually they, under strict anonymity, chose to reveal their bizarre experience, though one must wonder if they ever again had the courage to take another long romantic drive through the country, and it seems doubtful that they ever bothered to peep into a random window ever again.
Yeah. Don't peep.
Yeah,
Don't
no,
peep.
don't be peeping.
I mean, I used to walk, and if there was a light on in the window, I'd glance up, and every now and again you'd see
Well-
boobies, and you look twice. It didn't happen often, but I wasn't like, I'd never walk onto someone's lawn. I'd never linger. I wasn't being a scumbag
Don't
about
think
it.
I ever just saw random boobs.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever
Twice.
seen that happen.
But I used to walk everywhere, like
Yeah.
literally
No, I know, I
everywhere
once
all the
thought
time.
too,
And
but-
at night, that just was my
Did
jam.
you at least like knock and say, "Ma'am, please," for your own decency?
There's children in this neighborhood.
yeah, I am one of these children.
I am
Show
children.
Some respect for, yeah, it's right. A lot of I was underage for the first set.
A 12-year-old Rob Morphy appears at your door, all just 12,
Outraged,
yeah,
morally
exactly.
perplexed even.
Yeah, I stare at myself in the mirror. I've been doing this since I was 5. I don't know who I am anymore. And
I don't know who I
your
am,
breasts
but
are
I know
vis-
you need to put some goddamn clothes
Your
on.
I
breasts
know.
are visible in the window, ma'am.
Good day, ma'am.
Good day.
This is day, ma'am.
By the way, I'm here to collect for the citizen. Here's my collection book.
Yeah, I know.
There you go.
Paperboy.
Yeah, do my fucking stamps. All right, so I mean, weird encounter, obviously.
So, like I say, where it becomes the unexpected is, I think, the portal and then a reptoid in the house. So the implication is obvious, even though there's no evidence of it whatsoever, and I'll just say it outright, even though Chris will poo-poo it and should, because there's no evidence for it whatsoever, is that this UFO came, some weird thing that was either some form of teleportation or whatever, was creating this mirage vortex that existed between the roof of the house and UFO that eventually diminished either by disappearing into another fucking dimension or shrinking or who the fuck
Right.
knows. And then moments later, the couple drive in to say, whoa, did you see this? What's going on? And
there's a fucking reptilian.
reptoid
yeah.
in the window.
All
Not
right.
doing it, not bothering a soul, by
Just
the
being
way.
there.
Just hanging.
Just
Just
it
showing.
might be his fucking house or her house for all we know.
Maybe they buy property on Earth because it's cheap.
Yeah, I mean, Florida property.
Yeah, I mean,
right next to the swamp. I don't know what it goes for.
I mean, flood insurance is probably stupid fucking expensive.
we could easily Google
don't
like
know.
property values in your homestead in Dade County, but
Yeah.
I didn't
That's
do that.
not gonna-
I wasn't even thinking about that. But you know what? If you're an alien culture and you're going to live where you want to, you can probably find a way to make Earth money.
You know,
pretty
or
easy.
maybe they stumbled upon some sort of fucking, like a tax like scenario where this fucking ship shows up, fucking weird portal happens, boom, launches fucking whatever the guy's name is, fucking into the house, and the guy's there to attack people or some shit.
Yeah,
Maybe
now
abduct people.
that's the horror film scenario.
Yeah, exactly.
That there was a family there. They're doing their shit.
Yeah.
And for some reason, a reptilian gets boomed in there.
Yeah.
And does some like crazy Doctor Who villain shit. And
Could be, man.
instead of having a sweet hero show up to save their lives, it's just two scared strangers who tear ass
the
out.
reptilians are not known for showing up and being like, "Hey, things are fun." They're not like, "Here's some balloons and some clowns." Like, shit's always kind of
Well,
nefarious
Dave
with
Icke
them.
gives them a pretty bad rap.
I mean,
Well, you don't know how. Just because there's not stories of the good tales doesn't mean
right. Well,
that doesn't exist.
a couple weeks ago, we had this conversation in the Walmart parking lot about
Who's we?
me, you, and Rob had this
Oh.
conversation. In
Oh,
the
in
Walmart.
Walmart? Oh.
in the Walmart parking
Okay.
lot about the reptilians and Dave Icke and everything that's wrapped up in this
yeah.
entire world of what he has going on.
Yes.
We will cover it some point. We can't do it right now because it's deep, it's hard,
But
it's long.
he has biases that might well line his pockets.
Yes,
And might
and-
not be based on, I don't know, gospel truth.
Right, and there's a lot of things involved with this, and there's many different variations of said reptilians, some of which may be leaning towards racist things, which we do not in any way promote or agree
Oh,
with.
fuck no.
Because it's really fucked
Go
up.
green
Exactly.
or gray in this case.
So-
but that having been said, it's beyond Icke. There are a lot of different mythologies that have come up, and obviously we're going to do a proper
It's not,
reptoid
yeah,
slash
it's not,
reptilian pod.
it's not all stupid Dave Icke shit. There's other
No.
shit involved too.
But by and large, you are correct. They are not pleasant stories. Like, you don't hear about, like, when it's Randy Kramer, space soldier, or whatever else. It's always, we're either tacitly cool with them, like a Russian American during the Cold War, or we're actively fighting.
Or-
at least in all of the different accounts I've ever read. Like, there's never that really comforting good account.
Or
I
we're-
have to admit.
or
Well,
we're
because
in-
that's not. Nobody cares about the heartwarming story of the Reptoid.
No,
They
like,
gave little Billy a transformer for Christmas.
Aw, and then it ate little Billy's fucking soul.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
that's part of the problem.
You know, or one of the other great stories that we can get to at some point is when you're in an alien base and you're just, a regular security guard and you're in the cafeteria and then there's the fucking reptoids and the fucking grays and you got to be the kind of like, hey guys, let's be cool with each other.
Oh, yeah, I've
Yeah,
heard
yeah,
definitely
yeah.
know those stories. Like,
Yeah.
come on, different tables.
Yeah, come on, guys. We have to feed them at different times because they get all fucking antsy with
Food
each
fights
other.
include limbs.
Yeah, and this apparently is government sponsored.
Those stories
So
are going to be
whatever.
fun, but we
Are
are
they?
we are digressing.
Yes.
So knowing that we're just flirting with the idea of reptoids now, I will say that there's astonishingly a lot in common with mammals and reptiles. Like, all we think, because all we know really about life in the universe, really for sure, is what's on Earth, and we are very different, but we're really not. I mean, we're we have the same kind of. Basically, we have the same origins. We have the same genetic origin species. Granted, it splintered off very early.
Right.
But we got skin. We have like kids. Some give live birth. Most use eggs. We have epidermises. They can't regulate their heat. We can. Like, everyone gets tripped up on the differences because we live on one small planet. But if you compared reptiles and humans to, say, the kind of batshit crazy genetic fucking weirdness that really must be populating the universe, suddenly we'd probably seem a hell of a lot more like reptilians than not. So, having said that, I think there is a chance that this thing maybe isn't a nefarious motherfucker. Maybe he just wants to
we
fucking
don't
raise
know,
his
dude.
strawberries and tomatoes. Maybe
That could be.
Maybe he was going home to visit on Reptoid 6 or wherever the fuck he
I
lives.
don't know, man.
And just pop back in. And they happened to see his shit, and he didn't get to change back into his fucking Earl suit or whatever fucking his farmer name is.
Maybe he's a local politician. That's a big thing. The fucking reptilians are also
Yeah.
politicians. Maybe he's the fucking local councilman.
I'm just saying, let's not assume the worst.
But I mean, you can't.
You don't kind of have to.
I don't want to assume the worst, but I also don't. I want to protect myself.
Well, I understand. I mean, there is a chance that he was hovering over the bodies of a nice family,
Yeah, exactly.
hands bathed in their warm blood.
If it's some weird Illuminati blood sacrifice thing, yeah, I said it. What are we going to do about that?
Well, how are the reptilians associated with the Illuminati?
Dude, because this goes
You're
into the
already
Dave,
going
this goes
into
into the
things.
Dave Icke territory that we can't cover quite yet.
Then why are you saying
Oh,
that?
yeah, no,
Because we have to bring it up because that's a danger.
it's a danger.
Reptilian danger.
Okay.
Yeah.
What if they were here first? Like, what if they were the first intelligent species to evolve from dinosaurs and they're not aliens at all? What if they are the heir
Oh.
apparent to Mother Earth and
Well-
we're some upstart primates that started fucking around and polluting the place?
now
and
we're in-
banging like monkeys and just throwing our seed everywhere, and now we just technically own the
Well-
joint, and they have to like lay low and be like fucking jerks.
So if you go with the Anunnaki theory, they came from wherever they came from, and they're here to eat our fucking fear and our energy and shit, and we're like their
Yeah.
slave race. We're not going to go there, though. But what you're saying, I like, that they were here before us.
Who's
That
to say?
They were the fucking race, and then we came up from a bunch of monkeys, and we got all fucking... all shitty with
I
them.
mean,
And the next thing you know, we're fucking banging like a bunch of
The
fucking
odds
animals.
that you wouldn't have found one body
Well,
is
that's
pretty,
the thing
is
too.
pretty low.
Yeah. Unless maybe they're just
It's pretty low.
unless maybe they have like an extended lifespan, possibly. And if they
or they went to Earth early.
or if they're from if they
Subterranean.
live in a different
Oh,
dimension.
you're saying they didn't evolve. You're saying they're...
No, I'm saying they evolved, but they, I mean, what are we, like 200,000 years old, something like that, like modern
It's,
humans? And then
yeah,
obviously,
anywhere
if you
between
go back to
100,000 and-
Lucy and proto-humans and Homo
Right.
erectus and whatnot, then you go back a couple million. But, I mean, you go back 65 million, we're talking Jurassic,
I mean,
Cretaceous, or
we
whatever.
found reptilians in the center of the earth.
So-
Admiral Byrd did.
So if we basically evolved
Did
from
he?
like
He did.
tree-dwelling monkeys to us in the course of, say, a couple million years, give or
Right.
take, who's to say it didn't happen long before with other species? It could have happened with squid. It could have happened with squirrels. Maybe it happened with fucking reptiles.
Can we call this like the Kashyyyk theory?
Oh,
Where the Wookiees live on Kashyyyk, but then they're hunted by Bosk and the Trandoshan's? Could we call it's kind of like that?
For your sake, sure.
Okay, cool. Sweet.
It's the Kashyyyk theory.
Great.
All right,
I
fine.
mean, it really has nothing to do with Wookiees, but
I mean,
what's
kinda-
Bosk's homeworld?
I'm pretty sure it's Kashyyyk.
Oh, they both live on the same planet.
I think they do. I could be getting my canon wrong though, because we know that after Disney bought Star Wars, shit changed. I
All
could
right.
be wrong.
Well, if that's where the Bosconians are from, then that makes
The
sense.
I'm pretty sure they're
Because
called-
they are reptilian.
pretty sure they're called Trandoshan's. Pretty
Yeah.
sure.
Uh,
Okay.
I've heard it both ways.
I like your theory. I enjoy it. Christopher, what do you think went down here? Are we going into Dave Icke land early?
Maybe.
Okay.
Do we agree? At
That's the
least-
most we've ever gotten out of him.
I feel like-
Hold on a second. This is the most we've ever
No,
gotten
you're right,
out of
you're
him.
right.
Okay. He's thinking.
No, it's still, it reads very sci-fi. It reads
It does.
spacey.
It does.
I'm not on board with terrestrial evolution of. I would rather. It makes more sense in my mind to believe that it would be something not from Earth, rather than from Earth, since there's just not any evidence of them evolving that way here in any way, shape, or form.
Okay.
So if the
facts again, fucking it up.
Well, I got a thing.
if the reptoids are a thing,
Okay.
I would believe maybe they evolved somewhere else.
Okay. All right.
Where do we stand on the portal?
I don't know.
Well,
it's
Or was it a portal?
if it was a portal,
Was it a
right.
weird,
I don't
just
know.
superheat mirage?
if you are talking about some sort
Right.
of like weird interdimensional / hyperdimensional reptilian beings that jump existences to do whatever the fuck they want to do with us because that's what they fucking want to do, then
Right.
how else would they get here? A fucking portal. Yeah, and what would bring that portal here? Possibly a ship.
There's a lot of assumptions there.
Well, my middle name is Assumption. I don't know
That's
if you know
true.
this or not.
How did they get here?
Mark
Obviously
Richard
a portal.
Assumption Stores.
There's no other way.
Exactly. Portals, reptilians, interdimensional shit. It's all there.
You know how
We've all read about it for years.
got smaller. What if it literally like fucking that shitbag fucking Quaid short movie Inner Space? What if this thing
I love the Inner
or
Space.
Fantastic fucking Voyage?
Or
What if,
Honey,
what,
I Shrunk the
What if the
Kids.
UFO got tiny, just like in those movies, and that creates a great deal of heat, thus creating the physics illusion that was not necessarily a portal opening, but just this thing getting tiny, and then it plopped through the chimney, and then the dude got big, like stepped out and biggened himself, Rick and Morty style.
Okay.
Killed the family, hanging out in Homestead, Florida.
I mean, that's a lot of assumptions, I think.
You think?
Yeah. Everything you say is going to be pretty much.
I
an
was just trying to
assumption.
figure out a way for this not to have a portal. Just for shits and giggles.
I'm just going with telltale reptilian, run-of-the-mill.
Standard ops. No frills.
What they do, they show up, they terrorize you because they fucking... Well, some of them feed off your fear. Some of them don't.
Some of them feed off your flesh, allegedly.
Exactly. Some of them are tied to the Illuminati and the various bloodlines tied to that fucking group as well.
All right,
which is where you get the fucking...
You know what?
Listen.
You're doing the research for the
Harry
fucking reptilian
and
pod.
Meghan
I
left
can't
the
do
royal
this.
family.
Oh.
Their little,
Go ahead.
their little reptilian eggs cracked in freedom. They saw sunlight and they slithered out and then they ran away.
There's going to be a series of pods without me. I'm just saying.
I'm going with the interdimensional reptilian theory, sort of along the lines of Dave Icke, but we'll get there. That's what I'm going with.
I want it to be Homo reptilicus with really, really good science skills that can make themselves super tiny, but don't really have political aspirations, but do have agricultural ones.
But they always have
From space, though.
Oh, yeah. Why
Homo
not?
reptilicus.
Yeah.
But from space.
Well,
okay, well, yeah.
I don't know. I mean,
But
maybe,
why would they
who's
have
say
to
it
have
was,
political
What if it was a time
aspirations?
machine? What if they came from the past where they exist
No.
en masse?
Because
but
they
the reason we don't
exist
find their
in a
bodies
fucking dimension beyond
is because
us.
they bury their dead in the future.
Wow.
Yeah.
They bury their dead in the future.
All right.
So suck on that one for a while.
We're not going to know until we find the first one, then, I
We had
guess.
Chris.
Exactly.
We had him. He was
Yeah.
in our grip. We had him, and then you let him slip through your fucking fingers.
I think I sold him on it more than ever.
Son of a bitch, this is worse than the Death
I'm
Star.
not
the
against
first
a
Death
weird
Star run.
Doctor Who episode, because that's what that feels like pretty much.
It
But.
sure does.
God, but they always have political aspirations. That's the entire point.
Oh.
They run shit.
From some people's perspectives.
All right.
Yeah,
I'm not
there's no
fully
proof of that.
committed to that.
No.
All right, I'm not either, but I'm just
The
saying
poly-sci
generally.
reptoid is something that I think probably has a lot of canon, and it bears research and discussion, but I wouldn't necessarily fully commit to it without knowing more.
Right.
All right. Well, the reptilian overlords be damned. There you go.
All right.
Assumptions across the board. All right. Let's move on with the Mystery Bag Monday to our second story. And this is going to be the black-haired woman and the gravity-free nudists.
Isn't that fun?
In the fall of 1973, the manager of an opulent country estate caught one of the strangest sights of his life. A trio of gravity-defiant humanoids, one dark-haired woman, and two apparently nude, sunburned men, all of whom appeared to be hovering over a nearby pond with no apparent tether to the surly bonds of the earth itself.
None whatsoever.
They're just not giving fucks.
Floating willy-nilly.
Naked.
Naked. All right.
Two of them.
Two of them.
The dudes.
Two
of
dudes.
course.
Two
Well,
dudes,
yeah.
sunburned, naked. I mean, that's what you do when you're naked and you're sunburned. You
Yeah.
float.
Well, you get some fucking sunscreen, too, you'd think.
I mean, you're already burned. Why would you not?
Just because you can beat gravity's ass doesn't mean the sun doesn't have your number.
If we all know one thing, the sun will fuck you.
SPF, bitches.
Maybe
sun-
that's how you float.
Yeah. Oh,
You need to get
sear to float. Oh,
sunburned
wow.
for-
to float.
Okay.
Could you imagine if the only way you could float, though, just I'm going complete hypothetical,
Oh,
just for
God.
human beings, if you had like the worst sunburn ever, so it felt like it, like your skin was bacon and it was
Yeah.
a horror show.
All right, yeah.
But at
Gross.
least you got to hover around for a while and have a good old time.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay.
But as soon
well,
as you like put some aloe on, boom,
Fall.
like lead.
Nice.
I
All
don't
right,
know
well,
if I'd do it because sunburns suck.
Yeah, I don't
maybe
want a
like
sunburn.
maybe like Superman, that we get our power. They get their powers from the sun.
That's a
Yeah,
possibility.
it could be. All right, Robert.
Yeah,
Bring it
this
home.
one kind of starts fucked, to be honest.
Oh,
Founded in 1891 and located in a rural region of east central Argentina's Buenos Aires province, the town of General Pinto is renowned for its creameries, dairies, and cheese factories.
That sounds amazing.
it's,
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's lots of
Oh,
dairy
it's like
and
a little central New York.
I know, it's kind of lovely.
A little taste of the Finger Lakes, if you will.
But in the early 70s, it was also known for harboring three exceedingly bizarre trespassers. On October 29, 1973, at approximately 5:20 p.m., the manager of a wealthy country estate, one Carlos Argue Belvardes, what a great name, age 43, was enjoying his afternoon tea when his 13-year-old son Manuel rushed in to tell him of a very bizarre event. According to Manuel, a trio of truly strange intruders were not only trespassing on the property, but doing so in a most peculiar way. Carlos accompanied his son to the back parcel of the property and was astonished to see 3 people hovering over the surface of the pond just 300 feet away.
I mean, that's kind of an issue.
That's going to give you something.
They're hovering.
Well, here's the weird thing. I can't really compare. Like, I've never obviously managed a lavish country estate, but I was the night clerk at a motel for a while.
Oh, yes, right, you were.
And when fucking weird shit happens, and nothing weird really ever happened to me.
Right.
But fucking, a murderer stayed there once and some other shit.
Drug addict.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Nothing
Yeah.
weird? There's a murderer.
Yeah.
Whatever. It's fine.
But
Right.
but
a different story for
but
a different time.
kind of weird. A different kind of weird. But you're tacitly in control of this shit. This guy has got a lot more responsibility than I've ever known, and so you see this and you're like, well, fuck. Because you want to be curious, and you probably are, but you're
Right.
also like, I'm the one that's got to do something.
You're put in the position of what the fuck do I do now?
Right.
And what the fuck do you do?
You don't call anyone at your own place. You got to stand your ground, and then B, take care of shit.
Right now.
Tell them to get the fuck down.
Perplexed, but clear in his duty to watch over the lands in his charge, Carlos shouted to the interlopers who vanished. Though it is not clear if vanished meant disappeared or simply darted away, as the threesome quickly reappeared on the far side of the pond, some 900 feet away
Now
at
they're
this point.
playing games.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Carlos studied these gate crashers at some length and determined that the floating folks were 2 men and 1 woman. The woman was just over 5 feet tall, had long jet black hair, jet black clothing, and white boots. Ooh, fancy. Like go-go boots.
Yeah,
Some
those
Nancy
are-
Sinatra type
Yeah,
shit.
she's pretty
Okay.
fucking fashionable.
Yeah, no doubt. Probably lovely.
Yeah, a little bit on the short side. Not bad. Still gorgeous, probably.
Long black hair.
Yeah. She sounds like she could be a very lovely woman.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Perhaps a miniature fox.
The men were somewhat shorter, though both of the same height, and appeared to be naked and of a sunburned color.
All right, well, they're hanging out, just fucking being.
Maybe
just
they're her
being
pets.
naked
Well,
for-
this
lovers.
is the 70s.
It was
Yeah, that's true.
Like-
This could be
Yeah,
some
73.
weird, like, slave shit.
People
Yeah.
were fucking floating everywhere.
It's true. 73 was
Shit was
funny.
psychedelic as
It's
fucking all
fucking
balls.
sick.
The one thing I
Smells.
know is that the disco era was burgeoning,
Yeah,
blaxploitation was in its prime,
I
and
know.
gravity didn't mean shit.
Exactly.
Those are 3 things I know about 73.
Yeah.
Everyone does. All right. So, all 3 had pale complexions with wide foreheads and small noses. The men were also blonde, though inexplicably, it seemed as if the hair on their heads was not natural, but attached with glue. How Carlos came to that conclusion is anyone's
Yeah,
guess.
I don't.
You're already naked. Why fake the hair?
I mean, maybe he's an expert on toupees. Maybe he knows how that shit rocks. Maybe
Yeah.
he's seen it. Maybe he does it. Maybe he was a man.
Yeah, but why
Yeah.
glue? Why there's a wig?
Yeah. And
Yeah.
why would he assume that? That to me, beyond everything else, always struck me as one of the fucking weirdest. I mean, there's a lot of weird shit in this already.
Right.
But
But when you see someone
glued hair,
when you see someone with like a weird toupee, like a bad one, you're like, oh, what are you doing? What are you trying to prove?
or maybe he just had like one of those like they had those like I don't know like short top knot type haircuts where it just stuck on the top, so it might have looked
Yeah.
like
Okay.
it was. Who knows? Who
All
knows?
right. Well, I mean, weird thing to notice, but he noticed it.
Carlos and Manuel also noted that the humanoids glided over the water's surface with their arms held close to their bodies. Clearly, they did not require the use of their appendages to maintain stability as a human being with some sort of flotation device might require.
There's no jetpacks.
Yeah, so nothing on the side, just hanging down.
All right.
It was then that Carlos noted a weird rectangular object, about 35 feet in diameter and between 7 and 10 feet high, resting on the far side of the pond. Almost as soon as he laid eyes on the object, it suddenly shot a luminous beam approximately 15 inches in diameter directly at him.
Under attack.
Yeah,
Man, beams.
Shit.
beams. Carlos, though blinded by the blast, only felt a mild heat from the beam and quickly recovered. Not sure if he had been scanned or attacked, the property manager was having no more of it. It's fucking over now. Carlos had his horse saddled up and rode out to deal with these intruders, Mono, a weirdo.
Oh, he got on his horse. That's a man that means business.
Well, it's 900 feet away. You can't expect the property manager to walk.
yeah, no. I mean, he probably does.
That's a
Yeah.
trotting.
All right. Yeah, it's true.
I don't think that they have dope quads.
Yeah, no.
Or maybe they did. I don't know.
There's no cool like mini bikes or nothing like that.
Not
It's
even
just-
like little fucking golf cart type shits,
Yeah,
probably.
no, you got to get in your horse and go do your shit. All right, cool.
Ready for almost anything, Carlos charged toward the floating fiends, but was shocked when, about halfway to his destination on the far side of the pond, he and his trusty steed had a head-on collision with what he referred to as an invisible barrier.
Oh, no.
Shades of the space penguins of Tuscumbia.
Dude.
The fucking force field.
They have fucking shield technology?
Apparently.
All right. Wow.
Which stopped both man and beast directly in their tracks.
That's going to hurt.
Yeah. Carlos dismounted and could only stare as the bizarre troika continued their odd maneuvers over the surface of the pond. He was now close enough to actually hear their voices, or what passed for them, as the creatures apparently communicated with shrill electronic screeching sounds,
Oh, boy.
which Carlos claimed was a kind of shriek like the sound made by a radio which is poorly tuned.
This is a terrible way to communicate.
That's horrible.
Terrible.
Like, maybe they hear it as music. Maybe it's like pure ambrosia to whatever they have for eardrums. But to me, that's a fucking nightmare.
Yeah, no.
I
Like,
wonder-
she could be super hot and she's wearing her go-go boots and she's
Yeah,
like modest
no,
fuck,
it's
which is
cool.
hands down my favorite fashion of all time.
Yeah, no,
I
it's
love
dope.
that look.
It's dope.
And fucking, and then she starts screeching like in between static shit. And I'm
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, nobody
No.
wants that.
man, I'm not shallow, but goddamn.
I mean, but you know,
I gotta end this.
I mean, maybe we just need to learn to communicate with our hearts and minds.
That's true. Maybe they're telepathic. Maybe
Maybe.
they don't have to screech static at you nonstop.
Yeah, 'cause that'd be terrible.
Their poetry slams.
It'd be like
fucking
it'd be like
horrible.
dating
Oh,
the girl from
no.
The Ring, where she goes,
Oh, I know. Even if she's cool
constantly,
to you, it would
yeah,
just be
no,
like,
she just makes that
yeah.
weird noise all the time. It's
But you
horrible.
can't dump her either.
Well, no,
then
because
you
dude,
fucking die.
there's horses and shit, and then you fucking look up and you're like, oh no, it's the Ring, and then 7 days later you die some weird death and shit.
Not if you're dating her. That's how you live. You have to fucking suck it up and deal with
How
it.
do you go to the movies with that?
Oh,
Dude,
yeah.
what do
no,
you do?
people are going to look.
You can't buy popcorn. You can't. You gotta sneak that shit in and just be like, shut up, and keep feeding her shit while she's going. This is why I didn't.
This is tough life.
This is why I never made it to college, guys.
Yeah, don't ask her out.
This is why I did not make it to
Yeah,
college
well,
or finish college.
Maybe you're better off just dying.
You're
Yeah.
thinking
Just
too much
take your
about it.
week.
I mean,
die.
maybe when she gets older, she's cooler. Maybe she lightens up a little bit.
It's a possibility.
Maybe she just chose the fuck out. Who knows?
Nah.
Okay.
But back to radio static.
And screeching
Argentina,
noises.
73.
Perfect.
Okay. After watching this curious display for the better part of 2 hours, that's a long time to watch. But then again, what are you going to do? You can't, like, bail. It's your job.
You don't want to leave. You can't just leave.
Carlos remounted his horse and rode to the other side of the pond in hopes of discovering a breach in the invisible
The
wall.
backside of the shield.
That's what he's...
Yeah.
Well, he's hoping.
You don't know if it's full of shield. Could be half moon.
Right.
Fucking
Could be
check
a
the
little
other
crescent
side.
shield.
Yeah, exactly.
Still, though, I mean, you have to assume the shield fully surrounds them and their ship.
You gotta throw shit over it. See if you can reach.
Oh, but
Maybe
then,
it is the
how high
ship.
can the horse jump? What if the shield was only like 4 feet high and like he never nukes they hit? And it was like,
yeah, you got the horse. Nah, I'm just saying get a stone or something. Back to talking rocks. Maybe throw it up over the shield. See if you can get.
That's what the farmer from Tuscumbia
maybe
did.
There's no top. You never know. Or you're right.
And what
Maybe
do you-
it's like a 4-foot shield. That's enough for you to, for your horse to
No,
smash.
in all
knees
fairness, if
into.
it was a
No.
4-foot shield, when the horse hit it, he would have gone ass
You
over
would've-
teeth
yeah, you
out.
would've
That's true.
flown
He would've
over
just
it.
been
That's true.
fucking done.
All right, true.
So let's assume it's at least 7 feet,
Fine. 7.5.
give or take. Okay. So before he made it to the other side, he watched as the beings floated into the box-like object. He was struck by the fact that as the men approached the thing, they spontaneously changed in color from dark green back to orange before disappearing into the cube
Still
or rectangle.
naked. Still naked.
Still naked, but all of a sudden green. All of a sudden they're technicolor nudist.
Okay. All right.
Probably should have called them that.
The Technicolor nudists.
I know, missed it.
Oh, Joseph and the Technicolor Nudist.
Oh, there it is.
Oh man, that'd be-
Classic
that's
theater.
That's a great play.
Favorite musical.
Someone with enough talent could take this setup and write a musical.
Yeah, totally.
Somehow, somewhere. I don't know if I'd sit through it. I probably would.
Do we forgive Jesus in the end, guys?
If he shows up in
do
this.
we? Do we?
Yeah, I forgot that was up for.
Yeah, do we forgive him? We're
Debate.
Like, hey, it's okay. It's cool.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
All right.
I'm pretty cool.
I still don't know what we're forgiving him for.
Everyone needs to be forgiven at some point.
Yeah, I don't remember him fucking up too
Oh, well,
much.
that's going to be in the play.
yeah. All right.
Okay,
Yeah,
all right,
You're
fair enough.
giving away too much.
All right.
Too much, Robert.
Orange to green to orange ship.
Okay.
That's where we left off.
Perfect.
The moment the threesome vanished into the device, the witnesses were suddenly overwhelmed by a nauseating odor of sulfur The devil, perhaps?
Wait a minute.
The devil's clone?
Are we talking about a possible?
The Satan?
Do I dare fucking bring up the hashtag?
You're daring.
Hell or space?
What will we not take off the table?
The devil.
It has to be put there.
The devil.
Electronics are sulfury. Could be just electronics.
You never know. You
No,
never
it
know.
wasn't ozone. It was,
You never
it
know.
was sulfur.
That's can be sulfury.
A good fart can be sulfury, honestly.
So-
I mean, I've been
mean,
eating
like-
curry all week, man.
Yeah.
Dude, my wife's on the shred. She's working out. She's doing tough shit. We're eating healthy food. I'm just bathing in curry.
Nothing wrong with that.
Like, it's bad.
I fucking
my
love curry.
bedroom smells.
All right, that part.
Real bad. Chris would not appreciate the smell of my sheets.
I'm surprised you haven't blessed his apartment, as you often do. This
No,
is
I
consecrated
haven't.
territory.
Yeah,
It's
you
your
don't
tradition.
understand it.
I was off my healthy today and I had some pizza, so I'm just waiting for that to hit me.
You plugged up.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait
Nothing wrong with
a
that.
little bit.
Yeah, he's gonna fart. Look right on my chair. He walks over here and farts right here. I'm like, what are you doing?
Oh, the chagrin on Chris's face every week.
He hates it
I
every
look
week.
forward
Like,
to
go
it.
outside and vape. You can do it outside, but no, you shit in my chair. Every fucking week.
Our friendship was built on a fart.
Yeah, it really was.
You know, it really was.
And-
So
but it wasn't like it didn't sound like a rip in reality. Like I
That's
just walked
true.
into it and I almost died. I almost fucking died. And
the way
I look
that-
over there and he's
the way
laughing.
that you and I bonded as two fucking dudes
You're asshole.
was over my stinky ass at a record store.
Yeah.
That's kinda beautiful,
so
actually.
it's only like I'm technically every time I fart in your apartment ceremonially, I'm fucking
You're celebrating.
I'm celebrating our friendship.
Wow.
Yeah, exactly.
That is a stretch. That is a lie.
And I'm bringing
But well
you know
played,
what?
sir.
I'm bringing Robert into it.
No, I think, funnily enough, we all became friends over not fecal matter spread into a vapor in the air.
Yeah.
Shockingly.
All right, Robert, let's get back to our naked Technicolor people.
The odor of sulfur is where we left off.
Hell or space, never to the devil's table.
Carlos and Manuel suddenly became drowsy for a few moments following the smell.
Oh, that's not good.
When they recovered from this bout, both the object and the entities had vanished. So they were made weary, blinded by the
Dude,
cosmic
it's like
fart.
fucking, yeah,
Okay.
the
Dunzo.
cosmic fart gas.
Maybe they collapsed. There's not. Again, this
Yeah.
is one of those great accounts that is just has a dearth of details. Like the questions you wish were asked are plentiful, and they simply were not. So
Okay.
we're just left
All
with
right.
what we're left with. As soon as the rectangle and its occupants were gone, the invisible barrier was also lifted. Carlos wasted no time in riding over to make an investigation of the scene, where he found an array of triangular imprints 4 to 5 inches in length, which revealed 4-inch long claw marks near the apex of the triangle. I don't know if that's the ship or
Yeah, I
because they
don't
weren't
know.
touching the ground.
Roosters.
This likely struck the manager as odd, seeing as at no point did he see the entities come into contact with the ground. Where the object itself had rested, okay, so it's different here,
Oh, okay.
were 4 triangular impressions measuring 15 inches on its sides, arranged in a square determined to be 13 feet in all.
Not a very large.
No,
Ship.
it's not.
I don't
mean-
understand. I mean, I wrote the math as it was written, but I don't see how that works.
What do you mean?
Well, 4 triangular impressions measuring 15 inches on its sides, I'm assuming equilateral.
Right, so 15, 15.
Okay.
How that maybe they're separated in a 13-foot pattern. I guess maybe that's what.
That's what I
Just
assume.
draw a 13-foot
Yeah.
rectangle and then,
Okay.
then have 15, 15.
Because I was seeing them
15,
like close, I'm like, oh no, there's a measuring vortex. The tape measure became a portal. What's going on? But now
Yeah.
that makes more sense. All right. Usually I don't have to do the math in my head because that is not my strong suit.
No, same
But
here.
no, all
That's
right,
why
here
I
I
got a
am.
calculator
Okay.
on my phone.
Carlos also noticed that his once confident steed exhibited a marked nervousness following the event. And worse yet, its hair began to fall out in a fashion not unlike that associated with radiation
Oh,
poisoning.
fuck, man. The course got all fucked up from
He
this.
hit the fucking shield full on.
But Carlos did too.
True. And let me finish it up.
Okay.
Though if Manuel or Carlos manifested similar symptoms, they evidently went unreported. So I don't know if
Just
they
the
shared
fucking
in that.
just the horse suffered.
Well, if you assume they ran full bore into it, the horse hit it and not Carlos.
Okay.
Like that would have
all
been like all chest and head and mayhem.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying that's what caused it.
Jesus, what do they do with a horse? A glue factory? What do you do?
Well, you got to put it down.
Yeah.
You can't eat
I mean,
it.
they got
It's a
old Yeller.
hairless nightmare.
Yeah.
What can you do? You can't let it suffer.
No. Do you kill it?
I mean,
Oh,
what else do you do? Sometimes that's the
what
kind
do you do with a horse?
you kill for kindness.
Do you?
Kill for kindness.
I don't know if it's slowly wasting away from what seems to be
guess
radiation
I guess you
poisoning.
have to.
If all it did was
Fuck.
lose its hair and it's like a sweet hairless cat, but still full pink health,
Oh,
then
man,
you keep
weird.
that creepy ass fucker.
Well, yeah, that's
Hairless
different.
horse.
It's just proof of his story.
It just looks gross.
Yeah, it's grubby looking,
Yeah.
but you don't kill something because
Yeah,
it's ugly.
well, I mean,
No,
you
I
kill
wouldn't-
something because
I
it's
would-
suffering.
I would never kill. I can't.
they're
I
mostly
can't.
hairless anyway.
I mean, yeah, they
Well,
don't have a
yeah,
lot
but
of
I mean,
hair.
You
I
mean
don't-
maneless?
I have
Yeah,
never
like-
seen
maneless
a
is
hairless horse
gross.
because if you see like brownish pinkish skin with not even that fine coating of hair they have on their flesh
Right.
and no mane
It's-
whatsoever,
the mane is the worst part.
Yeah.
You might be able to get over skinless and have the mane, be like, oh, that's a horse, but it's a fucked up looking horse.
Yeah,
but
but
with
with
no mane,
yeah.
you're like-
I don't know. I think the body hair does a lot to making a horse beautiful.
It
well, it's
does.
just color though, really.
I mean, so if it's a
Because
hairless
it's not
horse,
like from far away. Just
No, I know it's like an inch long or
Yeah,
whatever.
you don't
I
get
get
it.
it.
It's just it's
so
color.
Do we have to kill the hairless horse?
Yeah.
I don't want to.
I don't
I'm
want
like,
to
yeah.
either.
It's
But I mean,
dying.
do we vote on this?
I mean, if it got all Chernobyl up, what choice do you
Yeah,
have?
if it's
Do we
fucked
take?
up,
Do we
yes.
take a poll?
If it's fucked up, yes. If it's not fucked up,
Yes.
no.
If it's not suffering and if it's healthy
That's-
but just looks fucked up, it lives a long and healthy life.
I don't want to
You
see
give it oats
suffer.
and pet it and pretend
Shit,
it doesn't
I don't
look
even have
weird.
any. I don't even really have anything tied to this horse, and I'm getting anxiety.
okay,
thinking that it's
okay,
suffering.
we've moved on
Okay, we
from the
have.
horse.
We
done.
don't know what happened to the horse.
Oh, shit.
There's no historical record.
or
kinda need
or
to
any
know.
of this.
Is it still around?
I don't know what happened to Carlos or Manuel.
No, at this point it's dead.
I'm not even sure what happened to Argentina.
Can it live?
No, in 70. Yeah, no, that horse is fucking dead, dude. Yeah.
Why?
Because old age would have grasped
I'm a
its
sensitive soul.
little threads.
Yeah, I don't
long
really
ago
know.
and
I don't know how long they
pulled
live,
it down.
but I think not.
God damn it. You fuckers. Help.
All right, you know, I was wrong. Horses are like tortoises.
Thank
they
you.
live up to 400
You
years.
see? See, Rob
I
helps
think
me.
he's
All
on
right.
he's on a farm in upstate Argentina,
Oh,
just hairless
stay
and happy,
Argentina.
hopping around with all sorts of puppies and
So
bunnies.
is that how it ends? They're just like the horse, unfortunately, must die, and now,
No, you're no.
Yeah, no, you read into that.
well, because he's suffering.
Well, we don't know
Or
that.
We
they
don't
are
know that at
suffering.
all.
Okay,
No.
all right.
They said he lost hair.
Let me
That's
go
it.
back. Let me read exactly what it is.
Right?
All right. His once confident steed
Lost
was
its-
now full of anxiety. So that's a problem right out the gate. Like hitting something invisible fucked up its self-esteem and
Okay,
confidence
for-
badly,
for
which is
not-
something I can identify
Okay,
with.
all right.
All right, so there's
Fine.
that part.
Doesn't say it's long term.
And
Just
worse
all right,
yet, its
temporarily.
hair began to fall out in a fashion not unlike that associated with
Right,
radiation.
and that's it.
But that
All right.
doesn't mean that it had radiation poisoning.
Okay, but we're going to assume that it did.
If you want to assume
We
that,
have to. Something happened.
We really don't have to
I
assume
mean,
that.
all right.
Mark,
Maybe it
I
was
swear to
maybe
God.
it was a wall of nair, just a wall of like Brazilian tape,
All right, you know
and
what?
it just fucking
Chris,
shaved the
listen,
hair off him.
You're trying to placate me here. I get it. Chris is right. We need to move on as a group, as a whole, as Rob, Chris, and Mark, as the Kryptonaut podcast. We have to move on.
Otherwise, we're going to be that one horse pod, and Mark can't stop fucking
Yeah,
talking
this could have
about
been
it
the
nonstop.
sorrowful story of story of the horse.
Next
Okay.
week, I'm just going to have tragic horse stories.
Oh, don't. God damn it.
We-
No,
and
it plays
we turned
back
a
into the
new leaf.
ring. It plays back into the ring.
Huh? Well,
Yeah.
the American version anyway.
Well, the American
Yeah.
version. All right, so how does the story end? That's it?
Well, I don't know what more you need.
Okay.
He rode to the other side. They smelled the sulfur. Everyone got woozy as they were half passed
They,
out.
everyone, they were gone.
Okay, all right.
The things were gone.
All right, crazy.
And horse suffered in the
But we
postscript.
do have
perhaps.
we do have imprints and we
triangular imprints.
Okay, was there pictures? Was there
Yeah. I
There's
don't
no-
know.
Okay, there's no pictures.
When I say yup,
Okay.
I mean I gave you everything I have.
Okay, cool.
You know for a fact that if I was aware of pictures, I would have mentioned
Okay,
it.
all right,
Yeah.
sweet. Okay, so they okay, all right. So we
Impugning my research, sir.
allegedly have tracks and marks and things. So
Yeah.
all right, I mean, you know what, man? Maybe sometimes the aliens come down, they talk in weird fucking radio signals, and they have weird man naked servants.
Yeah, and you happen to be just dressed for the time period.
Yeah, man.
Well,
just some
With your
I mean, it's
floating
hard to tell,
naked
like,
manservants.
just
I'm
some
assuming
super
it's
cool short chick.
like a
That's all it is.
body-hugging black
That's
suit,
it.
but it could have been billowy.
Yeah,
but I assume
who
if it was
knows?
billowy, we would have known.
But she's got some
White
dope
boots.
boots,
It really
yeah.
does seem like the fashion of the day.
Yeah, no,
And I'm
it's
cool with
funny.
that.
It's funny.
And guys that are either wearing like really snug reddish suits or are buck ass naked,
Just some naked manservants
floating around.
Yeah.
And you know, but maybe she is a princess from another dimension, and these are her manservants. And
There you go.
maybe the reason genitalia wasn't obvious is because they're eunuchs. Because obviously you can't trust full red-blooded alien men around the princess, whose virtue is valuable to the entire kingdom.
You know what we call that? The ice pirates theory.
Oh, there you
Well,
go.
I mean,
yeah,
maybe
much
if,
like the
if they were
Kashyyyk
wearing the
theory, the ice
suits,
pirates.
they might look like that anyway.
They also might just look like that.
Yeah.
I mean, he didn't know any dinky or balls, so
Yeah, no, they were not mentioned.
Yeah, there's no mention of dinky
But
balls.
then again,
No.
Carlos might have been a man of integrity, and maybe he would have felt in 73 as the manager of such a prestigious estate that mentioning genitalia would have been beneath him.
out of the entire story, dick and balls are too much.
Who knows? Nothing else is perverse. It's just batshit crazy.
It's not being perverse. It's just seeing genitalia.
He described them as naked.
Okay, but you're not describing the genitalia.
I guess that's
Did
assumed.
what did you need measurements?
I'm just saying. If he says they had male genitalia,
He said they were naked.
Yeah.
Is that not good enough
are
for
we
you?
implying that they had dinky balls?
Well, he said they
if
were
he
men.
said they were men.
and he said they were naked.
I don't
Okay.
know how hard this math is.
I don't want to go
Yeah.
down the horse hole again with this on dick and balls. So all right, fine, you guys win. I'm just going to assume they had genitalia.
He thought at least they had dick and balls.
Well, maybe
He
they,
wouldn't-
but
he
maybe
wouldn't
they
have said
didn't.
naked.
Maybe like Rob said, they were eunuchs. Hence the ice pirate theory.
Either way,
it's
it has
possible.
no bearing on the story, though.
No, you're right. It doesn't. Fine. Point
I
taken.
mean, yes, I agree. I like the idea of the Ice Pirates theory. A piss poor film that I enjoyed a lot.
Cinematic
I'll be honest.
masterpiece, but whatever.
I know. But
Yes.
Space Herpes is a hilarious
Space herpes
caveat.
is fucking hilarious. Okay,
having
so
been
so
said.
Christopher, what do you think happened in Argentina?
Dope.
Oh,
Yeah,
drugs.
drugs.
Okay,
That makes sense.
They were both on drugs.
Dope and drugs. Manuel and Carlos were getting high.
who was
Because
not,
the master was away from
apparently.
the property, and they were in charge.
See?
So father and son just getting fucked up.
Baked.
I feel like they
We're
were
talking
getting baked.
like hallucinogens.
No. I don't really believe that at all. I'm just having
Okay.
fun with Chris. No, I don't.
Possible-
I believe that Carlos was depicted as a man of who took his responsibilities seriously in the sense
All
that
right.
he was really trying to figure out what these fuckers were, and I think probably try to get them off the land.
Right.
Because in the end, and it goes back to my analogy earlier, piss poor though it was, about being a fucking a night guy in a motel. All you want it to be is not your problem.
Well, yeah, this is going to severely fuck up his workday.
Yeah.
Like, this is not good.
And then you
Yeah.
got to deal with it. And then you got to deal with, and you realize how inexplicable it is. Now, he had 2 hours, and I know cameras were invented in 73. So if he didn't send Manuel to get a fucking camera,
Yeah.
that's on him.
I
Like, he
mean-
could have gone to a fucking store, bought it, brought it back. There should be more photographic evidence of this than almost any
or-
other paranormal event ever.
If he has 2 hours on this thing, call people.
Cops.
Anybody?
Yeah, nothing.
Or again, photographic proof, reporters,
But then
the
again,
media.
I don't know 100% for sure that he didn't call the cops or that photos weren't taken. It's just in the
There's
little tiny
no- yeah.
paragraph that
Okay.
exists that has been
All right.
passed down as a legacy of this moment.
Okay.
I believe Albert Rosales, who is fucking phenomenal, and we can never say enough good things about
Our
printed
humanoid
it.
series, yeah.
But whatever it was, and like I say, I assume it's a newspaper account. It was either sparse enough or what was passed down in probably the Flying Saucer Review or any number of tabloids, because South America had plenty, Europe had plenty,
Yeah,
America
totally.
had plenty, Coral Lorenzen and her husband had, on and on. And that's how this information was disseminated. First, it was disseminated in little zines, and then people that wrote those compilation books like Brad Steger and other people compiled it from there. And in each rewriting, it gets changed a little, which is why when we do our stories, I do my best to cite as many sources as possible and then corroborate the sources that agree the most.
Right.
And then still, throw deference to the outlier just in case it might be that.
Yeah.
Not because it's hard enough to get to the truth of this shit without just distilling hearsay. You want to try to get to the core as best as you can. And in this case, I could not find anything, which is why it's part of a Mystery Bag Monday.
Right.
All it just struck me is that you see a cube, you see a guy or a girl and 2 guys. Dudes seem to be naked. Most strikingly, they are gravity-defiant. They're trespassing.
No gravity.
They're over this pond. Are they looking for something
I
in the
just don't
water?
even know.
Are they somehow getting nourishment? Does water vapor somehow hydrate them? Who
Could
the
be.
fuck knows?
Could be.
A form of fishing, like
Yeah.
you mentioned.
Yeah.
And they're not bothering anybody. They're screeching at each other electronically. Does that mean they're robots? Does that mean they're just from another world where that's how their vocal cords work?
Possibly.
I mean, I like the idea that they might be automatons that just look very humanoid, but apparently, by all appearances, except for when they change color and may or may not have dinkies and balls, they are human.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to go with Space Princess and her eunuchs coming to Earth. Possible intergalactic fishing expedition and or, good old science fun. Good old alien science fun. Christopher?
I mean, maybe they were,
Dope? Are we going back to dope?
No.
It's 70s.
Well, no, I feel like it could easily be dope.
Okay.
But I feel like
Fine.
I would like to think maybe they were filming some sort of exploitation movie.
Oh,
keep going.
interesting. Cool.
That's it. Like, that's it.
Oh,
I can't explain the shields and everything.
All right.
That could be the dope.
That could be the dope.
All right, no, wait. It was the first incarnation of Alejandro Jodorowsky's Dune.
Oh.
And he was testing
How dare you?
an Invisa harness.
How dare you?
Because you got to get the Harkonnens right.
But you bring up the fucking unspeakable. The
No.
Silencio.
No.
So much.
Yes.
It's the greatest movie never made.
Yeah.
But
It
maybe
breaks
he
our
tried.
collective fucking hearts.
There was no cameras there. He was just testing it out because he knew the owners of the property who were on vacation in Guatemala and gave him permission to use the fucking pond. And he set up a plexiglass fucking wall so no one would interfere. And he didn't bother to explain himself to the goddamn property manager. And he's testing out his clear fucking rods and strings. So from at least the comfortable
Right.
distance Carlos was, he couldn't tell that
They
they
had
were being
fishing
covered.
line back then.
And it was supposed to be fucking whatever the girl with blue eyes that fell in love with Kyle MacLachlan. Sean Young. What was her name?
Yeah,
What
the
was her
star,
name?
the movie star was, yeah.
All right, we're bringing this back to Dune. We're bringing
So
this
I-
back
I-
to
this is the unmade
Jodorowsky Dune.
Yeah, the best
one that
Dune
was
that
never
ever
made.
was.
You know what, Rob? You're right.
Kind of makes sense.
He
I
stumbled
liked
upon
your
the-
Space Princess, but
Yeah, but you had to go break our hearts with Alejandro Jodorowsky's Dune that we're never gonna fucking see.
and it wasn't a fucking magical black box. It was just like curtains set up so we could like hide behind
Is
there
that where
and
he
like
was?
look at it. Yeah, of course
Did
he was.
Did he have the cat with him? Was he going, Silencio?
Of course he does.
Yeah, well, at that point,
Shit.
probably.
Honestly,
It was a
I
movie.
mean, this is why we just. Yeah,
I so
all right.
wish. Wait, well, first off, way to inspire.
No,
that,
it
Chris.
was
And
Jodorowsky's
secondly,
Dune that we just witnessed.
that
it was
is
a
the
movie.
greatest unmade movie ever. I
mean-
mean, I think everyone pretty much agrees.
I don't think the time period lines up.
I mean, John
necessarily.
Carpenter's Creature from the Black Lagoon, circa '82, really ranks high for me.
I'm pretty
but-
sure the time doesn't line up, but we're gonna go with Jodorowsky's Dune.
No, it's
Sound
years
good?
later. He was still working out the kinks in case the money came through.
Okay, all right,
Yeah,
fine.
Think about it.
Dude, he was out of his time.
All right, well there you have it. Thank you for joining us for the Kryptonaut podcast.
Also, I just watched The Holy Mountain the other day, and that
you really?
fucking makes me feel like I am fucking out of my gourd. I love that
Dude,
movie.
fucking Santa Sangre.
It's too
Oh,
much.
shit.
Santa Sangre is
That-
pretty
no, that makes
normal.
sense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Santa Sangre is like you can
for
dig
him,
that, but the
it's
Holy
fairly
Mountain,
normal.
No, Holy
Mountain's
Mountain is
fucking
just-
off the wall.
An experience. If any of our listeners have not seen Jodorowsky's Holy Mountain,
Oh.
I mean, you got to see El Topo.
You see, well, but
It's
there's
the
there's El
classic.
Topo, Santa Sangre, and then Holy Mountain, right?
That's probably
Or
the
was Santa Sangre
trilogy
the
of
first
must
one?
see.
Yeah.
Well, El Topo's the first. Santa Sangre was in the 80s.
Okay, gotcha. All right, yeah, I get
That's
them
the
all fucked
latest
up.
of the three, and Holy
Yeah.
Mountain came in between. But Holy Mountain is just a colorful, episodic, mayhem-ridden, deliriously sacrilegious fucking movie.
And then do yourself a favor and find the documentary Jodorowsky's Dune.
and
and
explain
just-
away every paranormal event ever by
Ex-
saying he was there doing it.
Exactly.
You
Yes.
try
No,
and
it's
do
such a fucking great documentary, and I wish to fuck he did Dune. I'm not saying I got a problem with fucking David Lynch's Dune because I obviously fucking love it.
No,
talk
we
about it all the
adore
fucking
it.
time.
Yeah, we all do.
I have the pops of fucking Fade and Paul Atreides with
God
the
bless
Fremen.
you.
Fremen eyes, Paul Atreides. I got the pops. Fucking love them. Pops are life. There you go. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah.
Kryptonaut Podcast. As always, the social medias, the Instas, the Twitters, and the Facebooks. Be sure to check us out there. Keep messaging us. We're on the DMs. You can hit us up there if you want to send us your theories about these two stories. Let us know what you think. The Facebook group is dope. Robert Thompson holding it down.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Doing the best job out there. Yeah. There's a lot of people that joined like recently.
Really?
Yeah, like
Good.
actually Robert sends me like updates about people that joined.
Oh, that's
There's quite a
wicked.
fucking few of them. So.
I pop on whenever I can. You know, obviously life is what it is, and I get
Yeah.
caught up. But fucking, I love it.
No,
it's
it's great.
hilarious.
It's
It's
cool.
fun. Everyone there is
It's-
dope and cool as shit.
Like it's probably the only reason that I'm still on Facebook.
I can dig that.
So if at some point Robert bails on us, and I'm just going to be leaving Facebook. So, Robert, you're holding me on Facebook, buddy.
Wow.
Yeah.
You are the tether.
You are the tether that holds me to Facebook.
To
good
the surly
friend.
bonds of Facebook.
Oh my God!
Exactly.
Wow.
And they got the Twitters, the Instagrams, iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, iHeartRadio, Stitcher Radio. We're available on a multitude of platforms. I find new shit daily that our shit is available on. So,
Really?
Yeah. And you know what? Leave us a review,
Please.
if you like what you're listening to. Leave us a review. 5-star reviews are always appreciated.
And I'm trying to cajole the guys into reading the reviews again.
I actually have some reviews from this week that I'm going to read to Rob when we're done with the podcast.
Because he knows.
I'm going to hold
He knows
you.
I need it. My fragile artist ego.
Yes.
It really does. No, but honestly, hearing that you guys enjoy what we're doing, it's really the key more than anything else. That's what makes this one of the best endeavors.
I will put you on my lap like Papa, and I will read you the review.
Like Papa.
Okay?
with
Like
your
Papa.
broken tibia.
Yeah, exactly. And I will read
man.
you the reviews. Kryptonaut podcast, Patreon.
Can I hear another review, Papa?
Patreon.com/Kryptonaut podcast. $1 will get you a shout out. $5 will get you a shout out and some bonus audio. Thank you all to everybody over there. We're about to record our last Patreon episode for January. And again, if you man, money's tight, shit sucks, we're all fucking broke. So pay $5. Pro tip, you can download all the fucking episodes for $5 and then you can fucking cancel your shit and then come back next month. Just saying. Do yourself a favor. Get the shit. Put the $5 up. Get what you got to get. Bang out. Come back a couple more months.
If there's one thing we get is strapped economies.
Yeah, we're not thousandaires, nor are you. So we're barely
Not even.
100-aires.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
like,
on a
do what
good
you got to
day.
do. Pay the $5. Get the extra episodes. Bail. Come back later. It's all good. Do what you got to do.
Yeah.
Thank you to everyone that supports us over there. Thank you to all of our listeners out there, whether it's Patreon or not. We appreciate all of your support. All the comments and the mentions and everything are fucking super dope.
Yeah, you
and,
guys are the best.
and the gifts that you guys send are always fucking appreciated.
It's
They're fucking
unbelievable.
So dope.
Literally,
So-
you guys fucking rule the pit.
And occasionally we get like cool art, which is dope.
Yeah.
Like things that people do for us online.
Oh.
They just like pop art up there for us, which is super cool. We love and appreciate that too. So thank you all so very much, and I'm talking to you soon.
Goodbye, sir.
Good day.
Good day, sir. I said good
I
dune,
said
sir.
good day.
Good dune.
Good
Dune.
dune.
Good dude, sir.
Good dune, sir.
Oh, all right. Good.
Why? Why can we never let it go?
Because we
it's not
fucking
possible.
live in a world where Jodorowsky's Dune was never fucking made.
I know.
And when you watch the documentary, which I fucking hope
hurts.
our listeners sure as fuck do, it makes you realize what the fuck it could have been. Not that Lynch did a bad job, because he fucking didn't, because I fucking love it and I watch all the fucking time.
Yeah, well, that's why we talk
But-
about it all the time.
But
Dude, I've read the making of Lynch's Dune 3 times.
he has an entire goddamn fucking art book.
Oh, I know.
Yeah,
The art book
that- you
is the
cannot find
part
it.
that's...
no, it's not available.
It was available in our local mall when I was a kid, and I didn't have the money, and I wish I'd picked it
Wait,
up.
it
Now,
was really?
It was totally at our Walden Books.
Really? You could
I
really get
leafed
that?
through it. I used to go there every fucking weekend.
Really?
and
Is it
leaf
on
through
Amazon?
Yeah, for like $1,000.
We have pod money, motherfucker.
It's
Then we got to share a book.
dude.
It's gonna be a fist fight.
Wow.
It's gonna be a dirty fight.
All right, we'll talk about this off
All right,
the
we're
air.
talking to you soon.
Thanks,
All right,
fuckers.
bye-bye.